Well, a lot of comments today about Denny's wedding. Big hot topic of discussion here. Some of the emails that have come in since the show today, Chris from Easton, PA said, it was truly sad to hear that KVJ won't be invited to Denny's wedding, especially Jaybird. One thing I've admired about this show since I've started listening is the special bond between Jaybird and Denny's. They're best friends who do everything together, inseparable chubby buddies.
Chubby buddies. They even have T-shirts now.
Well, here's the thing about the whole thing. I don't want Denny's at all going into his wedding feeling any kind of extra pressure that involves the show. I'm a big boy. I love the kid. If I can't be at his wedding, I'll be there in spirit. It's not about me. It's about his wedding, and we'll rock it when he gets back. I get why people are bummed out.
Said, I hope Denny's can somehow convince his mom into a truce for at least one day so that his best friend can be there.
I think Denny's also doesn't like confrontation either. He's not a very confrontational person. He doesn't want to fight with his mom. Now he's fighting for his other side piece. Let him go. You know what I mean? He's got enough to worry about.
I got this text. Jason's going to be as absent as Kevin's hair.
Damn.
You did not get that. You're just writing jokes.
Maybe I made that up.
Are you writing jokes and acting like they're listener emails? Oh, my God.
But it had that Virginia twinge of hurtfulness.
Oh, yeah. A little extra pain.
Yeah.
It just burns around the edges.
Denny's getting blasted by some people. Curtis said, what are you, Denny's, a man or a mouse, you pansy-ass, cotton-headed ninny muggins?
Squeak, squeak.
Jason is your boy. You're getting married. Your mom doesn't like him. Tough titty. Tell your mom to stuff it and allow you to be an adult capable of making your own decisions. All in fun, pal. You're the best producer KVJ's ever had. But seriously, let your boy be at the wedding. Curtis from the Pizzle.
There had been some comments, people coming down on Denny's that, he's an adult. You can't tell his mom that he wants. Look, we don't put any pressure on him.
He's got a very strong mom. Like, she is very forceful in her opinions and what she thinks, and it's her way or the highway. And your wedding is the one time when, like, you have to just kind of do what your parents want.
What am I going to do? Get mad and say, Denny's, you better let me go to your wedding. Now he's got to get into a fight with his mom.
Yeah.
No.
You should wait, and you should show up at that moment when they say, if anybody here has any reason why these two...
And I would go like this, I do.
I wasn't allowed to be here because of her.
I just want to say, Denny's, I think you're marrying a great girl. And then I'm out. I walk away. That's all I say. Something real positive, then I'm gone.
How could she hate on that?
No,
she'd probably tackle you in the parking lot.
Kev, I think I've tried to reach out, and I just don't think, I think she hates our show that much. And I think a big part of it is she thinks we make Denny's do things he does not want to do. Yeah. Like almost to the point where we're threatening his job if he doesn't do that. And just so the people know listening, that is so not the case.
Yeah. Well, I think moms want to believe in the innocence of their child. The naivete. But yeah, deep down, we're all scoundrels.
Oh, yeah.
She saw Naked Olympics and I think got really pissed.
Well, she's already mad. She doesn't like the nudity stuff, especially when me and Denny's are doing it together. But, I mean, again, it's just, we're just doing comedy stuff.
She should be happy. He's marrying a girl and you're supporting it. The guy who's been naked on video with him many, many times.
Look, I mean, that's just the kind of humor I grew up with. Somebody even said, why are you always wearing dresses? I'm like, dude, because we're big Benny Hill fans around here.
Somebody emailed, said, hey, guys, so let's just start out by saying that I love your Snapchats. However, I have some serious concerns and questions.
Uh-oh.
Who's in charge of the Snapchat, just out of curiosity? Is it Virginia?
Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah, does the Snapchat stuff.
Primarily. I just made one.
She asked, why does Denny's always play the role of the girl when he and Jaybird dance? Are you sending a secret message? Thanks, a concerned listener from New York.
I can explain that.
Okay.
He's smaller.
Well, in a relationship, you always have one person that's a little bit more, dominating. I have a dominating personality. Me and Virginia.
He's leading the charge.
Yeah.
He's like leading the dance, baby.
Me and Virginia have that kind of personality. We're like, we're very kind of forceful, annoying, and unbearable.
Yeah, we force ourselves on Kevin and Denny's.
Denny's is like you. He's passive. Anytime I grab you, I'm the one grabbing you because I think that's funny, and I know deep down you guys don't really want to backhand me. You guys are, you're just being a fucking idiot.
Right.
If you guys were really bothered by that stuff, I would never do that.
Okay, so that's why Denny's is getting penetrated.
And it's not sexual harassment if the person's smiling.
Oh, Kevin is always Kevin's giggling like a little bitch.
He
over
just
there.
likes to be touched.
I'll take it any way I can get it.
Oh, I'll touch you real good, Kev.
Scott said, hypothetical situation. You tragically lost both of your arms in some stupid Jaybird fashion.
Uh-oh.
Now, months later, you're back at work on the show and you have to shit after a long morning and a big greasy breakfast. Question. Who on the show do you ask for help to clean up after you mess yourself and why? And when said person refuses to help right away, how do you bribe them to be a champ?
It's easy. It's Denny's without a doubt. He'll keep it. He'll keep it under wraps. If he gives me any resistance, dude, I'll buy you some weed.
Okay.
Done.
I don't think he resists.
He doesn't.
I think he would wipe any of us.
He would, and he would keep
He's
it
that
quiet.
kind of a nice guy.
If you tell Denny's not to say anything, he's going to keep it. He's a very good guy to keep a secret with.
See, I would wipe all of you, but then I would tell people.
That's why I would never ask
Yeah.
Virginia. She would help me,
Oh, I would
Yeah.
help you.
but it would be on.
And she'd make it sound worse than it was.
And she'd be on Snapchat, and then she'd make a joke about it. Look, he's on crap snap or whatever. Yeah, look, instead of
Snapchat,
crap
chat.
Yeah, it's hard to say, by the way. Crap chat.
Well, that's a good one, though.
Crap chat.
It's only pictures from the pooper.
There's no way that's the first time that's been thought of.
Therese said, Jaybird, can you please explain how you met and got so close to your ex-fiance who spoke zero English when your Spanish is so awful?
It's pretty bad.
It's muy mal. Very bad.
Yeah. How did that happen?
I was working at Admiral's Cove
Yeah.
in the bag room in the golf department. She was valet, and I would always have to drive up the bags to the valet. So I was in constant contact with her.
Okay.
And we would always smile at one another. I started developing a puppy dog, crush. Butterflies.
See.
Yeah.
I'd think about her. I'm like, oh my gosh, I really, I think she's beautiful. And she would always smile, and she was so nice and
I would
sweet.
masturbate to her.
So yeah, I did. But I had a buddy in there that knew I liked her, and he had a girlfriend at the time, so he wasn't trying to hit on her. And what I was like, if I like somebody, I try to get information before I just flat out hit on them. Because if they got a boyfriend, that's humiliating. I've done that before. I've asked out a girl who's got a boyfriend.
Yeah.
And he wasn't that far away. Like,
I truly believe stalking is the best way.
light stalking.
You call it stalking, but it's really not.
It's
I mean,
not.
it's information gathering so that you don't look foolish.
I had him find out what her dating situation was. He comes back, gives me the information. I know she's single. Now I can go in there with a clear head and go, if she doesn't like me, she doesn't like me. I can at least go for it. And that's really kind of how it started. And then I would go up there, and when I found out she was single, I would just talk with her a little bit more. She had broken English where she would go in little runs where she knew what I was saying. I had more of a hard time understanding her than her understanding me.
Yeah.
And I think once you get with somebody, you kind of learn that language of love, as they
Oh,
say.
yeah. A little touch, a little, a little nuzzle.
Yes, but she was super jealous. And then I had that one guy that was bilingual that was lying the entire time, saying Jason's an American. American men cheat on all of their women. I know for a fact Jason's talking to 4 different girls.
Aww.
All of that was lies, and it caused a major stress. And a week before we got married, it ended, and I did not. I was going to marry her. In 6 days, I remember, it was 6 days away from the marriage, and we got into a huge fight. I kind of came to my senses, and we did not get married.
Where was she from?
Colombia.
You would have had a Colombian queen.
I would have had a Colombian queen.
Wow. Can you imagine if he had gotten married and bam, would have knocked her up?
A big part of it was that they had to leave Colombia. This is according to her. Her dad made good money, and the government was, sticking it to him and saying, you got to pay this when he didn't have to. Like,
was he in a cartel?
Nah, but I think cartel had something to do with it, to be quite honest with you.
I'm just fresh off the Pablo Escobar thing.
I completely get it.
Maybe they were asking for some money over the top.
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess the best way she described it was he was legit, but they were going in and strong arm and go, I want taxes on stuff that.
Yeah, the cartel's probably taxing him alone just for protection. Yeah.
And they were very afraid that they were gonna get sent away. So I was at Bradley's. I was on my second Long Island iced tea. I was fucking hammered, and I'm holding her hand. I'm gonna protect you. No, you're not going anywhere. We're gonna get married. You're not leaving anywhere. And
Oh, here we go.
but
That was a proposal?
well, I mean, that because she was like crying. She was telling me the story, and
Yeah.
I'm like, no, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna make sure that this does not happen. So we were engaged for a good 3 months,
Okay.
2 months, and then all that stuff started to happen with the guy.
Wow, you're going to get married after 3 months engagement.
I was.
Dang.
Yeah, I know. Oh, believe me, it was not a good decision. Thank God. Thank God that did not happen.
Yeah, I just wonder how your life would have been different. Don't you ever wonder, like, those crossroads in our life? Like, what would have happened if something would have just a little bit different?
And I was going to marry her, and I was ready to do it. And just that, when that fight happened, and the fact that she was believing the guy over me, I was thinking, you're not believing your fiance, you're believing this guy. And by the way, they got married.
They ended up hooking up?
That guy ended up marrying her.
The guy that was telling her that you were a cheater
Yep.
married her.
Yep.
Was he American?
He was not. He was from Colombia as well.
Yeah. see,
So
that's
what
tough.
happened? It needed to be saved with a green card. He gave her a green card.
You know,
or-
I to be quite honest with you, I ended up leaving that job, and I believe I got the job here about 6 months later. I never found out what happened. I never did. I found out people that worked there that found out stuff, but yeah,
Wow.
I
Well,
do.
imagine if our Jaybird were married to a Colombian today.
I really did like her a lot, though.
What would you say if you ran into her?
I mean, I would be very nice. It was 14 years ago. So it's not like I'm the one that she's not the one that got away by any means.
What's her name?
Shut the fuck up.
Now let's move on to that.
Let's get into that one. All right.
I'm sick of talking about myself.
Let me get you a beer.
You're right. That is. Oh,
That
man.
is true.
I gotta stop drinking.
I guess she's promoting a new album. I don't know, but did you guys hear about Katy Perry's weekend? It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, she's been talking a lot.
She holed herself up like at some kind of like compound, and over the weekend she had a therapist come over and she live streamed it. She had James Corden come over. He did an interview with her. She changed up the lyrics to that song "Swish Swish," where she's dissing on Taylor Swift. Yeah, she ranked her lovers. I think she did that with James Corden, and she wound up ranking John Mayer 1, Orlando Bloom 2, and put Diplo at 3. and then
Diplo responded too.
Diplo responded by saying, "I don't remember having sex. I think he was just trying to be cute."
Come on,
But,
Diplo.
Yeah, he didn't like being ranked number 3. So just, I don't know. It's like really kind of crazy. And
I got to delve into that a little bit deeper because I've only scratched the surface of what she did this past week.
well, she talked about she's an alcoholic. Like she has alcohol issues. Like I never saw her ever have a bad issue, but or a bad episode in public. But yeah, she talks about being an alcoholic, trying to come to terms with the relationship with her parents. You know, her real last name and her real name and her identity, and how Katy Perry's this over-the-top version of her Christian self. Just crazy
So,
stuff.
and I'm talking
Very
more
interesting.
for musicians. Do you like when you find out all this stuff about them? I know for me, I used to like Mariah Carey. I liked her music. I liked her better as a mystery. She started talking about her life, and it affected the way I wanted to even consume her music.
because you're not down with the diva. You don't
No.
like all that bad behavior. See,
No.
it makes me like her more because I love it.
I just think sometimes you can share too much as a musician.
Absolutely. I think as an artist, as a celebrity,
Mystery.
any of these people can share way too much.
It honestly, for me, I think it depends upon the artist's story.
Yeah.
If their story's fascinating and their lyrics, and you're like, well, whoa, it opens up a whole lot more depth to their songs, just knowing the story behind when they wrote it.
A storytelling thing I'm cool with.
Yeah, but if somebody's annoying, they're just fucking annoying. I mean,
You gotta
annoying
make
is annoying.
sure, too, as a celebrity, that you don't ruin the mystery of how cool you are. Case in point, Navarro. What's his name? James?
Dave Navarro.
Dave Navarro.
From is it Jane's Addiction?
I think it was, yeah.
He was in Jane's Addiction, yeah.
He went and did that
He was in
reality show with Carmen
Red Hot Chili
Electra.
Peppers for a while.
Before that reality show, everybody thought Dave Navarro was so cool. And then after that show, they're like, he's a dork.
Yeah.
That's a case where if you're that dorky, you should remain a mystery.
Well, and I think it just depends upon the person. Like Dave Grohl had done a special with HBO, Foo Fighters' last album. They went to different cities and they recorded it there. and you got to see a lot about Dave Grohl's life, and you got to see a lot about music in all these different cities. I love that special that HBO did. If you haven't gone and seen that, go watch that. But knowing more about him, I was fascinated. To me, I think he's just an amazing person.
But he did it right, though. He was talking about childhood stuff, music he liked. Katy Perry's, she's kind of treading on these are my lovers and this is that. It just, now she's going from musician that writes the songs to blown out celebrity. And does that, it's just a question, does that take away a little bit?
Honestly, I think it comes down to the person. Is a person likable or not? If the person is likable, when I hear more about Ed Sheeran in his life, I like him more. When I hear more about Dave Grohl in his life, I like him more. There are some people, like when Mariah Carey talks and I hear more about her life, I like her a lot less.
Well, John
Katy Perry is kind of one of those celebrities like going, this I'm on the fence about, but I don't necessarily love it more.
I liked her so much in that documentary she did, Piece of Me. But I think she might be jumping the shark with this new stuff.
Well, John Mayer, again, he's also notoriously known for a while, Mayer was this blues guitar player that was mystery, and chicks were liking him, but it wasn't really talked about. Then he starts doing interviews, and then he starts being real clever in his interviews and being smart, in quotes, and very opinionated on stuff. And he took a hit, major hit. There's so many websites now. John Mayer is a douchebag, and it's because of all those interviews. And he opened up. Did he open up too much?
It would almost be nice if you had somebody that was a friend and confidant that said, "Hey, dude, I'm your friend, but you're not a likable guy. You're better off, keep it closed. Let people wonder. Don't open up that window." And then other people, and it probably, honestly, if you had a good manager, they would say, "You're a likable person. We need to put you under a microscope." And other people are going, "You're an asshole.
Well,
we need to not let people know who you really are."
He did an interview just recently because he had that new album come out. I'm talking about John Mayer, where he's talking about, I am a recovering egomaniac. I'm a recovering egomaniac. And it's the point of the interview is to show how he's learned and how he's evolved, but he's still
just by saying that makes you unlikable.
And I love his music.
I do too. I'm fascinated by him still, though. I don't think he's jumped the shark yet.
No, but for some people, he said a lot in those interviews.
Yeah, there's just some people and to me, that comes down to management. Know who you're managing and saying, okay, are they better off showing more or showing less? Justin Bieber needs to show less. If you're managing him, be like going, let's not show him. Chris Brown needs to show less. Just let your music do all the talking.
So it's really, it's a case by case.
I believe so.
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't think Katy Perry does herself any good rating her lovers. Now, John Mayer definitely got a bump from Katy Perry rating her lovers.
But here's the thing, though.
He's number one on her list.
Yeah.
That makes him look like a stud.
I'm sorry. I thought you meant when he gave the interview about his lovers. A lot of people did not like that.
No, but by her putting him at number one, that just brings him to a whole new elevated level.
Those guitar players, they like to pluck.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
From what I hear...
Don't you play the guitar?
Well...
From what I hear, Taylor Swift's mom does an amazing job of managing her. She is on top of every little detail. And I think she manages her well because you don't hear her through this whole stuff. And she's probably just some of the things that seeps through the cracks. You get the impression maybe she's a passive-aggressive little biatch. But all she does is cool things for her fans, and that's what you hear about. And it's all these moments, and you're like going, you know what, she's pretty cool. Her relationships, you don't hear a ton about unless it's in her music. She saves it for that. I think her mom or her or whoever is saying, here's how I control my persona, is doing a good job. I think if you got Taylor Swift under the microscope, we'd probably be going, ugh, like her a lot less. But I think how much you see her and what you see of her, they're doing a good job with her.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So it could go a little bit south.
Look at Tom Cruise. He had that 1 6-month period where he had a different PR
Somebody
person.
let him out of his crazy cage.
And they put him right back in.
Put his ass back in there.
Does he talk about that shit that often?
No, not anymore. He's back to being secretive.
He's saving the world again in movies.
I don't know if he has done undoable damage, though. The Mummy, I don't think, did well at the box office. And they're trying. That's like a starter movie for all the other ones to come. And when the first one comes out, and it's a dud. which it seems like this one was. I was going through, my dad was reading this Jack Reacher book. It's this character, and that's the one Tom Cruise has been playing in a lot of those movies, the Jack Reacher.
Yeah.
Doesn't fit the character in the book at all. And I was going through, I'm like, oh, no, Dad, there's the Jack Reacher movie that you're reading the book for. It had on Rotten Tomatoes 24%, which 100 is like the best you can get. And a really good movie like I watched The Godfather, that's 94%.
Wow.
Yeah, oh yeah. No, but a lot of those guys, they do the same kind of shit. Like Mel Gibson's got 2 new movies out on Netflix, and it's the same shit. He's the guy that's taking down everybody. I mean, the storylines are a little bit different, but he's the tough guy who does the damage, that fucks everybody up, and don't fuck with Mel. You've done it so many times. Do something weird, right?
Like the beaver.
Like the beaver.
Yeah.
I don't know. What the fuck do I know?
So, yeah, there's some talk just about like Tom Cruise and still today that I don't think people just really like him.
If I was Tom Cruise's people, I'd say you don't need to be the star in your next movie. You need to be the second or third lead in the movie as kind of the goofy comedy, comedic relief, like he did in Tropic Thunder. I think that's a good move for him. Quit saving the fucking world.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were saying, too, there's just not a lot of substance around his movies. They seem to be built around, like, one big stunt, which he still insists on performing, but he's missing the character, he's missing the dialogue, he's missing the story, and everything is just based on... And anymore, people aren't impressed. An action sequence is not going to carry a movie today with CGI.
Yeah, or do a Jerry Maguire type movie.
Yeah. He needs something with depth and a little bit of character and heart to it, and he's missing out on that.
Because I really do like all of his movies. I mean, to me, Tom Cruise, I think, has one of the higher, success rates. If you watch a Tom Cruise movie, there's a good chance it's going to be decent.
I don't seek him out.
I do, actually.
I don't.
Yeah, and I think you're not alone. I think that really a lot of his stuff on his comments on postpartum depression.
It really hurt.
I think that, he was goofy on Oprah's couch, and you're like going, oh, what a nerd.
He's a dork. He's Dave Navarro.
Yeah.
Like, what?
And so with that, you were kind of like, nah, but the postpartum depression and just kind of dismissing a lot of psychological things, I think the Scientology hasn't helped him. He hasn't come off likable with that stuff.
The other thing, too, I've kind of felt and I've read, too, where have you ever seen him in an interview? He's just so sincere
about every word.
About everything. I mean, I gotta tell you, I love Brooke, Kevin. Brooke's a great girl. I love Brooke. Everything is so over the top. I think people see through it.
I think he is so impressed with his words.
Yeah.
That it just seeps through as, who is this egotistical bastard?
Okay, Tom Cruise movies the last 7 years. Tell me when I hit a blockbuster. The Mummy, which just came out. Doesn't look like it's going to be. Jack Reacher, Never Go Back.
I think that was a hit.
I think that's the one I just talked about that on the Rotten Tomatoes is at 24%. I'm not sure what it did box office wise. I'll look that number up in a second. Mission Impossible Rogue Nation.
All of those do good.
Those are hits.
Edge of Tomorrow.
That was a hit.
Oblivion. Jack Reacher. Rock of Ages.
Rock of Ages, I think it did well at the box office. You're not going to get good commentary from critics.
Yeah. Wonder how much how much money that Jack Reacher Never Go Back made.
I'm on it.
Yeah.
Did they ever make a porno Jack Reach around?
I'm sure they are, or I'm sure
that's the one I want to see.
Yeah. So I mean, it did 161 million in the U.S. domestic, which I mean that's anything over 100 still is considered a hit, right?
Well, not if it costs $200,000 or $200 million to make.
Yeah, budget was 96 million, gross 60 million net. So yeah,
it opened. The film was given an A- out of from A to F.
Yeah, so I guess that's he's still doing all right.
They said for the Jack Reacher, the first one, Rotten Tomatoes has the rating at 62%.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that's still decent.
Yeah, the first one did they have the one for the last one he did? Because I watched the first one. I thought the first one was okay. I was really surprised. In fact, I was going to click buy, and I was going to watch it until I'm like, whoa, wait, 24%? What is that?
I watched National Treasure for the first time thinking it was. I watched National Treasure 2 thinking it was National Treasure 1.
Yeah,
And I'm
big
watching
difference,
it
yeah.
and go, this is the movie Kevin likes this shitty ass movie? This is terrible.
Yeah, I
I
wasn't a
was
fan
so
of it.
hokey.
Yeah. I still like the first one. It's okay.
Did you see the first one?
No, I couldn't even go back. I'm like, oh.
Thank goodness you found the second one.
Yeah.
And watch that.
Same thing with Caddyshack. Everybody said, "Oh, it's Caddyshack, such a great movie." I watched Caddyshack 2. It's a piece of
Awful.
shit.
Caddyshack 2's brutal.
I'm never going back and watching Caddyshack.
I hear you, man. I hear you.
Logic.
Horrible. Louise said, "I got a suggestion for the Little Smiles donation for Jaybird's Daring Summer. I think Jaybird should have to read from his personal journal for $50 a page."
Ooh.
Yeah, I think he was talking about that on Friday. His personal journal he's got in his computer.
His love journal.
It's really not a love journal. It's just a journal about all.
It's a hate journal.
There's a lot of shit in there.
You let us be the judge of what it is.
There's some shit in you written in
There's
there.
some shit in me.
There's some shit in you, Virginia.
There probably is. I mean,
Yeah.
I did eat this morning.
No, it's all good. Whatever. I don't care. Sure.
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 Let me see. Camille has said, "Hey, alas, the solution for the long ball community. I happened to stumble upon a much-needed solution for Jason Pizza Pennington's low-hanging fruits.
Ooh, what, like some clothespins?
It promises to lift your junk with ease and comfort. The product description also includes that there is no need to be discreet because there is nothing embarrassing about wearing the ball lifter."
The ball lifter.
Got a picture of this contrap.
The most promising review says it literally helps men to not sit on their nuts.
Oh.
LMAO, ouch. If it isn't helpful, it's at least hilarious if we're watching KVJ TV.
Is that a?
It's kind of like a ball slingshot. You rest them things on that harness kind of like thing there. It's kind of like a, I'd say it's a hammock for your nuts. It's a nut hammock.
So they're not long. I don't sit on them, but my question is, in 10, 15 years,
Yeah.
will I?
I can't believe you never sat on those things.
They're not as long
must-
as you think. I mean, there is some penis in there, believe it or not.
We're not talking about the penis.
But-
We're talking
but-
about the balls.
But you've never actually seen the balls. You see everything kind of just bunched up together. I'm not at a point where my nards don't hit the water in the toilet and
Yeah.
I don't sit on them. Not yet, but I can hope.
That's pretty good because I know guys that talk about having them hit the water
That would be terrible.
when they sit to poo,
I'm not at that level yet.
and that they sit on them and like they can't wear certain like loose shorts.
Look, I'm sitting. My nards are like right here. I'm not even close to being sitting on them.
Prove it.
You don't want to see these boys.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I'll take a gander.
Let me see here. We've got quick call them out. Somebody said, I know I'm late to calling somebody out, but I want to call it the old pervert that came to my 13-year-old daughter last Sunday morning after eating breakfast. I was waiting in line to pay, and I see an older gentleman in his 70s to early 80s talking to my daughter and asked her what he said to her, and she said with a horrified face, "How old are you?" She replied with 13. Why? And he said, "Well, because I got a 19-year-old grandson. I'm looking forward to having a good-looking great-grandson." I mean, really? Hashtag bad grandpa. He's trying to hook up his 19-year-old with a 13-year-old.
At least he wasn't trying to hook himself up. Let's
True.
focus on the positive because there are some creepers out there that would be looking for selfish intent. Mm-hmm. At least he was trying to hook up his grandson.
True. Got a couple hashtag be cool stories. Somebody said, I wanted to hashtag be cool, share my story. It's about my purchasing hashtag be cool merchandise from Sasser Salt.
Aw, they're always so good to everybody in KVJ Nation.
Yeah, they are.
I love all your shirts and products, but mostly I love your company that you partner with, Sasser Salt. I ordered a shirt, and the sizes that they offered were too small, so they said that they can order up a size for me with no problem. Well, I got it, and it shrunk, which means I couldn't wear it. I told them my problem, and they said, no problem, we'll send you another shirt without hesitation. I love my hashtag Be Cool shirt and hat now, but mostly I love that I bought them from a great company that is literally hashtag Be Cool.
That's smart of them to be like that, too. To really make sure the customer, if anything does go wrong, they fix it immediately.
Because they don't just sell KVJ stuff. They sell other stuff. I bought at Christmas time. I bought a bunch of stuff from them. They sell like etched glasses. I gave those as a gift for Christmas. They sell like other like embroidered things and necklaces. necklaces and all
Yeah.
kinds of fun. If you like giving personalized gifts, that's what Sass or Salt does, and they're really awesome with customer service.
I'm pretty hard on when it comes to
You're hard on?
I'm hard on hats when I first buy them. A lot of times you look like a chef. They got good hats. I was very impressed. A lot of times, a lot of companies like that, they do not produce a good hat. They do.
They do quality material because they want you to walk away going, okay, that was a great experience.
They got great hats and also great hard-on hats.
Do you have a little hat for your hard on?
I don't.
That would be adorable.
Little
Do
dick
they
cap.
make little KVJ dick caps? Sass or Salt? If you could jump on that, we need little dick caps.
Well, aren't we making a dick suit for suits?
Yeah.
Or a tie? Aren't we doing something like
We are.
Let's do everything. Let's do
We
it
need to
all.
make a
We'll do a little
dick suit and hat.
Dick blouses.
Dress up your dick.
That's from Caitlin, so thank you. And Darcy said, hey, I just want to send this email as a campaign to bring back the Slushies Are for Hitter shirts. I love that shirt, and I want to add it to my collection of the other KVJ t-shirts that I got in my closet. I got all the KVJ beer shirts, and I just put in my order for the hashtag #BeCool shirts, a motto I try to live by.
Aw.
So, yes, we are going to be bringing that back in July around the All-Star break. All-Star game is going to be at Marlins Park in South Florida, so we'll have the Slushies Are for Hitters for sale for a week or two around the All-Star game.
Gosh, can we get any kind of anything for the All-Star game? I mean, anything? We got to buy our own tickets to the All-Star game. I'd love to go on the field and talk to some of the players.
Oh, yeah.
Show them my hard on hat.
I don't think we got that kind of pull. Damn it.
No.
We did for like 10 minutes
When?
in Miami. Remember that?
Yeah, that was a regular Marlins game. I think we could still get that.
Oh.
This is the All-Star game where...
I don't know the difference, Jaybird.
Okay, I'll shut up.
No, tell me.
Nope.
Nope.
I almost started going into it, and I knew you were going to start snoring.
And Mandy in the chat room said, I'm really wanting to get a Chubby Buddy shirt, so I'll have to see about that as well.
Did you try yours on?
We're trying them on today. We're
Okay.
putting it in that video we're doing.
I love it.
And also wanted to say what up. This is Alexandra who sent an email, said that I recently moved from Stewart, where I've been listening to you guys for as long as I remember, to Denver, Colorado. I'm only 23 years old, and I never left my hometown and family, so as you can imagine, this has been a pretty hard change. I just thought I'd let you know that listening to your show really makes me feel like I took a little piece of home with me.
Aw.
Anyway, love you guys to pieces. I wanted to write in to tell you that. Signed Allie, formerly from Stewart, now a mile higher. So there you go.
Very nice.
She should become pen pals with Denny's. He hits up Colorado every Christmas.
You get some up every week.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
So, yeah, there you go. All right. You can always send us emails, mail at kvjshow.com. Somebody had sent an email when we were on our little break, and I was like a day late getting back to them, so I might have missed the chance, but they were coming down from up north somewhere, and they wanted to try out a Bud's Chicken and Seafood, and they're going, where's the nearest location to so-and-so place? Well, you can actually go online. If you don't get a response back, just go on and look for Bud's Chicken and Seafood, and all 7 locations will pop up right there, and you can find them.
Yeah, someone came down from North Carolina, and they went and got the bird sauce.
Okay, cool.
And they loved it. I'm reading the thread right now.
That's cool.
And what's awesome is seeing other people chime in and go, Bud's is the best. Oh, you never heard of Bud's? Bud's is great. Everyone's loving on Bud's.
I met up with Sass or Salt on Friday, and we all went to Bud's, and they loved it.
I accidentally spilled so much bird sauce on my bedroom carpet.
Oh.
And I didn't realize it because I guess there was a carpet on top of the carpet that I didn't see, and I was vacuuming. It's about that big. Will that come out?
Yeah, you just have to steam clean it or get some moisture in there and suction.
What? It's like a to-do now?
Yeah.
You should call the official carpet cleaners of the KVJ Morning Show.
Can you help me out?
Padrone. They're awesome. They came in here and cleaned this carpet. Who knows what kind of DNA was in this thing?
All right, well, that's going to do it for us. Thank you all for tuning in. We will talk to you later. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems, ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.